What's up, Nerd Nation? Welcome to TreeTalk. I'm your host, Lauren Green, but you can call me Lolo. I'm a sophomore on the women's basketball team here, and you might be wondering, what is TreeTalk? What's going on here? So, TreeTalk is going to be a way for you guys to get to know student athletes here at Stanford and for us to share personal stories, to share who we are outside of our sport, and also for us to just make sure that general Stanford community knows the results of all of our teams here on the farm. Since Stanford athletics is so dominant and since we have 36 varsity teams on our campus, we are bound to miss something. So if you see something or you know of something that you want to see featured in the next video, make sure that you fill out our feedback form down below or shoot us an email at treetalkshow@gmail.com. The way that each episode is going to work is that we'll start off giving the results from past competitions, activities, events, games, and then we will also preview what's coming up next. And then we're going to have an athlete spotlight where one athlete will have an interview, talk about how they are off their court, outside the sport, off the field, all that jazz. And you can really get to know them so that you can see that we're not just athletes, we're humans, we're students here at Stanford, and we have a lot to share. That was a lot, so let's get into our show now. Stanford recently won our 26th Learfield Directors Cup, which is given annually to the best collegiate athletic department in the nation. And now we can boast that we have won 26 of the 29 Directors Cups. Way to go, Card. In case you haven't seen, Stanford boasts 7 alums. Count them. 7 players in the Women's World Cup. And congratulations for representing their countries, the United States, New Zealand, and Ireland. Congratulations to all the current and former Cardinal that are representing their countries and national teams this summer. I would try to list them all, but when I tried to originally, it took about 3 minutes, and this whole episode has to be under 5. So, congratulations to you all. Hello, everyone. I'm Lauren, and I'm here with
Jason Thompson.
And so we got our first athlete interview segment. Thank you for coming on.
Excited.
So, just introduce yourself. Give your name, what year you are, sport, all that jazz.
Jason Thompson. A lot of my teammates call me JT. I play football. I'm a rising sophomore. Go to Stanford.
And you want to tell them why we're in front of Hoover Tower right now?
Yeah. So, Lo said to pick a place that means something to me, and Hoover Tower has always been. I mean, obviously on campus it's a super cool monument, but when I got here my freshman year during the summer, I had a lot of time on my hands. I go to practice, go to lift. I didn't have anything else to do. So I started coming to Hoover Tower, and you're allowed to go up to the top. And it's so beautiful. You can see all of campus, all the surrounding campus. And I don't know, I think I was a little overwhelmed when I first got here. I feel like a lot of freshman athletes, so there's a lot going on. And I think that being able to go up there and see the whole campus and just kind of relax where it's quiet, it helped me kind of refocus and calm down and realize, shoot, I'm doing the things that I've always wanted to do. I'm at Stanford, I'm playing football. This is such a great opportunity. And I think, even during the school year before finals, I'd go up there to just kind of recenter and calm myself down a little bit. So that's why we're here today.
Nice. And talking about football, how'd you get into the sport?
I've been playing football forever, since I was probably in elementary school. Yeah, since elementary school. My grandpa played football. He played in the league way back when. And my uncle and my cousin, who I was really close with, they were super big into football. So I played Pop Warner. My uncle was my coach. Played with my cousin. Shout out Jalen. And I just kind of fell in love with it over the years.
And then, so how did you get to Stanford? What was your recruiting process, or just tell me how it was getting here.
It was definitely a long process. Stanford came late, much later in my recruitment than a lot of other schools. I'm a preferred walk-on here, so that process was a little different. I was someone who I had 15 scholarship offers, but I knew that Stanford was kind of where I wanted to go, especially once they started to recruit me. So as we got later in the process, and they were saying that a scholarship, they're low on, they don't think they're gonna have any scholarships left. I was like, well, I'm already in love with the school. I just want to get there and play football there. And, it worked out. I played my freshman year, and I'm having a great time. So
yeah, you want to talk about that a little bit? Getting onto the field your freshman year. What was the experience like?
It was everything I could have imagined, for sure. I got to go back home and play UCLA. I started on kick return and punt return the last 6 games of the season as a returner. And I mean, I think growing up, you watch returners like it's supposed to be someone who's super exciting, super fun to watch. Makes plays. So it was I was just honored to be able to help my team and get out there and have fun.
And off the field, what are you passionate about? What's something that like drives you?
I mean, this may sound corny, but I think music is one thing that I've always really kind of attached to. I'm not really a musician myself. I'm trying to learn guitar as we speak. My sister's always been super musically inclined, and music was always on in my house growing up, 24/7, no matter what was happening, what time of day. So I think off the field, it's something that kind of like I was talking about with Hoover Tower. It's just something that I can get away from football and always have going constantly no matter what's going on.
I know you have a varied music taste, but if you had to pick like one genre to listen to before practice or before a game,
For a game,
you had to pick like one genre.
okay. So this is what I'll say: morning workouts. I wake up in the morning. I'm leaving my dorm. Probably gonna have like some R&B or some old like soul music on. However, for a game, I probably have some hip hop going, something to get me a little amped up.
And if you had to pick like one song to add to your like pregame this playlist that they play, because I know that
That's
Stanford
hard.
football, y'all play a lot of the same songs year to year. So if you had to add one, what would you pick?
Oh, that's hard. Um, let's see. A song to add would probably be either "Veteran" by Destroy Lonely or the Babytronic or Day song. That song is really good. One of those two. Just because,
Very different.
yes, very
Yeah,
different.
very.
But I feel like we don't. They're different because we don't hear them as much in our. When you get a pregame playlist going. So I think those would be a good, different kind of addition, or some Smino. Anytime some Smino's on, it doesn't matter the occasion.
And would you say coming to Stanford and like meeting people from all over the country, not just even our athletes, would you say that like that might have varied your music taste? Any genres that you're like starting to get into that you might not have before?
Definitely. I mean, yeah, I think that my favorite part about music is I don't think you've ever listened to every genre. There's always something new that you can listen to. I mean, I discovered yacht rock today. Well, I didn't discover it, but I learned what the genre is. Like, there's a lot of good songs you probably know and listen to that are yacht rock. I didn't know that was a thing. But I think meeting all these people from all over, especially like freshman dorms, for example, like you don't get to choose who's in your freshman dorm. And I was someone who always had a speaker on playing music. So if somebody were to pass my room, I had a couple people that would go, "Oh, what do you listen to?" And I'd go, "Oh, what do you listen to?" Throw on some of the songs. So I think music, is one way that a lot of people can connect. And it's just we love music.
Love you. You ready for some rapid fire questions?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Okay, so basically, you gotta say first thing on your mind. You don't have to explain it, except for unless I say like, explain it. Yeah, because the goal is it's gonna be quick and it's gonna be whatever's on top of your mind.
How many questions?
Cats or dogs?
Cats.
Oh.
We just started. That's
Okay. Moving on. Pineapple on pizza.
No.
Okay, valid. Xbox or PlayStation?
Xbox.
Gee, okay. Madden or 2K?
2K. Any day.
If not football, what sport?
Basketball for sure.
Hidden talent.
Hidden talent. Backflip. Is that a
You can do.
Is that a
You
hidden
can do a
talent?
backflip.
Yeah.
Best musical artist. Only one.
Only one. Like ever or right ever? Michael Jackson.
Michael. Okay, valid. Are you an introvert or extrovert?
Probably more introvert.
Pre-game ritual. You can explain this one.
Pre-game ritual. So we go out in the once we leave the locker room, we go out onto the field. This is pre-warm up. This is like everybody kind of goes on the field and does their own warm up before you put your pads on and everything like that. So everybody got their headphones in, they're doing their warm up, and then what I like to do is before I go back in the locker room to kind of suit up, I like to imagine like I'm catching the opening kickoff. So I'll stand back there, act like I caught it, and literally run all the way to the end zone. That was something fun that I started doing last year.
That's cool. That's a good way to like start it off, especially since you're catching this return. What Disney character do you think of yourself as?
Disney character?
Like animated, it could be live action,
Oh, Goofy son. I don't remember
Max?
his name.
Max
Yes,
from a
Max.
Goofy movie?
Yes,
That
that's
movie
my
is
dog.
top tier. Okay. What show are you on?
What show am I watching right now?
Or what are you on?
On?
Show you on.
Right now?
Yeah, right now.
TreeTalk.
There we go.
TreeTalk.
Okay. Thank you for being on the very first episode of Tree Talk, and appreciate it.
Appreciate you having me.
Well, that's all for now. I'm your host, Lolo Green, and we'll see you next time on Tree Talk. Bye, everyone.